Well, Graeme Running, what were your expectations and interests in harness racing when you took over the job?
I had no interest in harness racing at all, other than a family history. Eastern Light and Rich Hill were owned by a great uncle, and believe it or not, I used to play in a pipe band, and we used to practice here every Thursday for about 5 or 6 years. So I have actually marched out on that track in front of a pipe band. That was my extent of my interest before getting the job.
All right, well, how long did it take you to feel comfortable in the role?
Still not comfortable in the role. No, look, it takes at least 2 years to start understanding this industry and in particular this club. There's so much that goes on, and I mean, you're learning all the time here.
Look, helping out the New Zealand Metro Club when the 2011 Interdoms were on, it must have been a highlight for you, both on and off the track.
It was a wonderful thing to have. I mean, we really felt sorry for everybody in Christchurch and sorry for the Addington guys for having to bring it up here. By the same token, what happened was the CEO and I at Addington have always got on reasonably well. What bringing the Interdoms up did was our teams got to know each other, and that's lasted and carried on. So now what's happening is the two big clubs in the country talk to each other at every level as opposed to just through the CEOs.
What other highlights do you have of your time here in the role?
We've had some great times, but I mean, there's no question that my staff and the team that we've got downstairs is just fantastic, and the highlights have all been revolving around them. We had one night here where we did a Australian insurance conference, and the Jill Sulkies were here, and I know you were involved. I know we got everybody from the whole industry in Auckland involved in that night, and we all felt really buzzed afterwards. So, that was a wonderful thing because it was racing, but it was also hospitality, it was entertainment, it was everything that this place is good at.
Kind of leads to my next question, Graeme. The Auckland Club, really has established itself as arguably the most progressive club in the country through stakes and use of the facilities outside of race nights, like you mentioned. What factors have led towards this?
One was obviously putting this facility where they did 100 and something years ago. Having the showgrounds next door, the hospital across the road, all that sort of stuff is great. It's on a direct route from the airport, but you add all those things up, that's what makes this place successful. The cafe downstairs, it's ease of parking, it's the fact that you've got the TAB, you've got the Grand Park restaurant, you've got the poker machines, the cafe, the bar, and the good parking. So it all contributes.
It's got everything, that's for sure. Last question, Graeme. What will your enduring memories be of your time here as Chief Executive?
The best thing is just creating a team downstairs. In fact, there's two real things. One is the fact that we've changed the facility physically, and it is a really, really nice place to come into now. The rooms are nicer, the entrance is nicer. We've got those two new lifts downstairs. It really is a cool place to come into, and I'm not sure it was 5 years ago. But the big thing, of course, is having a team that are fun to be around, fun to work with, and all want to do a good job, and that makes you feel real good.
Johnny Bright with Graeme Running, and Craig, spot on there with Graeme mentioning that it is a true destination now, a place that people want to go.
Well, it is, Jess, and he's done a wonderful job. He's been the CEO of Auckland Trotting Club now for 5 years, and I can tell you, Jess, a lot of CEOs don't last that long at the Alexandra Park. He's done a wonderful job, very influential in setting up, of course, the Sports Cafe and the new TAB complex there, and that's state-of-the-art at the moment. He's surrounded himself with very good staff at the Auckland Trotting Club, and they've gone on with the job. Of course, he's heading out of racing into a different sort of racing. Jess, he's actually going to be the new boss at Speedway at Western Springs, so good luck with that venture. I'm sure he'll do a very good job, but I worked a long time with Graeme in the last 4 or 5 years with the club, and he's, as I say, been very, very approachable and done a great job. And what I like, Greg, kind of bringing you in is the job that he's done with not only the Auckland club, but with also at Addington at the moment, with a very good approach of dealing with the two clubs very well, and certainly they've worked in well with each other.
Absolutely, and the most bizarre thing there, Craig, was seeing Graeme Running, because for most punters out there, they wouldn't know what he looked like. That's the sort of bloke he was. He's behind the scenes. That whole interview was about the team he's put together. He's been an absolute pleasure to work with on and off the race night field, if you like. I know his association with Addington Raceway has been, certainly will be fondly remembered, because he's put together some terrific meetings, and those clubs have never been so close. But an unassuming guy, a guy with a smile on his face always, Jess, and I think his contribution in the 5 years has been fantastic. He'll certainly be missed. It'll be interesting to see who they come up with their next CEO, but they'll certainly lose a man of immense talent in Graeme Running.